I don't think we should sell Jackson. In terms of the people we need to get rid of, Raheem Sterling, he's available. You guys need a winger and he wants to stay in London. I think you guys should go for that.
We ain't paying that. We ain't paying that. Leave me out of this Sterling
Wait,
shit. Leave me out of this.
You wouldn't take Sterling?
No. What are we doing
Why
here, bro?
Cool. I'm gonna list your wingers. Yeah, I'm gonna list your wingers because I think you've gone mad. I think you've gone mad.
It's 2025, CB. Come on, bro.
Bro, cool, Max. I hear you, but you're West Ham. So you're telling me West Ham, who employ Lewis Gumerem, Somerville, Bowen, fair enough, he's probably your only high level wing, and he don't even play as a winger these days. He's more of a 9 now, to be honest with you. So you actually have only Somerville and a 17 years old from the Brazilian league, and you're telling me, as a West Ham fan who just finished 17th in the league, you wouldn't take Raheem Sterling?
Would Sterling genuinely be motivated to play for West Ham in 2025 after all the clubs he's just played for? And do you think it's generally a good idea to sign a player on those wages right now?
My bro, I'm taking Sterling. I can't believe you're even. This is a thing. Like, is this how West Ham fans actually do?
No, but hear my point. Do you think Sterling would genuinely want to play for West Ham in 2025? And do you think it's a good idea for West Ham to put him on those wages when we don't even pay people that high?
Do you know what would motivate Sterling to stay to perform at a high level is the fact that this is his opportunity to stay in London and be close to his family. Because if this don't work out, he's gonna start having to consider options like Italian league or Saudi Arabia and all of that, and he's not on that. He wants to stay in London, be close to his family. You know what I'm saying? He's got a real estate company with his wife, all of that type of stuff. So that incentive alone is going to make him want to perform at a high level. As well as that, just having a team where you know you are the black. If Sterling joined West Ham, I hope you know, like, he's probably the greatest player to ever play for West Ham. Obviously, salute Bobby Moore and them, man.
Wait, what the fuck?
Bro, what do you mean, bro? Sterling is probably one of in terms of attackers, he's up there for top 10 attackers to ever play in the Premier League. Who's like, I salute Bobby Moore and that. I'm not gonna pop him down. Bobby Moore's from Dagenham too, so I'll give him his flowers. Now, if Sterling steps in and puts on a West Ham shirt, who greater than him has put on a West Ham shirt?
Are we saying right now though? Or are we saying by name? There's difference.
I'm saying by name as his legacy.
By name,
he's
fair. No, by name, that's fair.
One of the greatest players to ever put on a West Ham kit.
By name, that's fair. But they signed a lot of big names and they haven't turned up so many times. So what's the point?
Such as who? Like, who's your most recent big name signing that flopped?
To be fair, as of recent, we haven't gone down that route, which is why I've been happier than the previous times in the London Stadium. But it's been so many times where we signed 30-year-olds that have previously played for the big clubs or whatever, and they don't turn up on high wages and stuff. Like, you can't keep these players fit. You can't keep these players motivated because they've played for Man City, they've played for Liverpool, they've played for Chelsea. But also on the London thing as well, could you not flip that and be like, he's comfortable in London now. He doesn't need to do anything else. He's with his family. He doesn't need to. He's just there. He's there. Yeah, I'm in London. I don't care.
I think if the West Ham, like, and the only way this West Ham deal gets even entertained, to be honest with you, it'd probably be a loan deal with an option.
That's fair. I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
You probably play half the wages. You know what I'm saying? We probably pay like 150 bags. You pay the rest, the other 200 or something. I don't know how it works. It's half the wages. So he knows if I don't perform here, I'm fucked. I don't see myself staying in London no more because I've played for Arsenal. I've played for Chelsea. If he goes to West Ham, I doubt he goes to Spurs. So really, he has no choice but to try his best. And as well as that, you're forgetting it's a World Cup year. Everyone's you're gonna see.
He ain't got a chance, bro. He ain't got a chance of that, bro.
Thomas Tuchel rates him, bro. Thomas
Tuchel, he rates fucking Henderson right now, so you never know. Jesus Christ.
Tuchel's talent ID is a bit spooky. Don't be surprised if Mason Mount gets a call up, bro. Like, he's one of those ones. So to be honest with you, it's a World Cup year, and it's his last chance to really prove himself in London. Why wouldn't you go for that? Like, he might even end up having a Jesse Lingard type of season for you, and it will be. The thing is, Sullivan is a businessman. He knows if Sterling comes to West Ham, that's putting bums on seats, and that's enough dopamine for the fan base to be like, oh, you know what? I might be excited because there's no excitement right now at the club. Generally, I talk to all the West Ham fans. I talk to my older brother. I'm seeing you, man. Like, generally, you, man, have nothing to be excited about.
Yep.
Little loan
Facts,
deal
that's
down
facts.
the road. You know what I'm saying? The other side of London, bring in Sterling, and it changes stuff, bro.
I would take him on a loan. A loan's fine. But I thought you meant we should put like 20, 30 million
No,
down,
no. I
sign him
think
on
if
them
he
high
does,
wages there.
if he has a good season, yeah, slap that 20 million, bro. Slap that 20 million down and bring him in.
I think a lower option to buy it is the best because you don't have to obligate, you don't have to buy it next season if he shit or whatever. That's calm. That's fair. And by name, that's a great point, to be fair. By name, via legacy, especially in the Premier League era, we had players like that. Like we signed Evra at 37, but that's still by name. If we're going by name, we signed Evra, we signed Chicharito, we signed all these man. Like it's mad. Bro, Chicharito was there. He was actually alright for us though, to be fair.
You man don't bring stars in, you know. It's actually mad. And I actually feel like you guys have you have the pedigree to bring in stars. Like, I think you got the nice stadium. It's East London. Like, you represent East London. Like, you've got a lot of culture and history. Top guys have come in. You had, obviously, it was early in their careers, but you've had Tevez, you've had Mascherano, you've had Lampard, Joe Coles. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've had stars. So, I'm surprised that you don't go down that route. I get it because it hasn't worked out in the past. Like, I think the last one you guys did was what, Andy Carroll, if I'm not mistaken.
Andy Carroll was fine. Yeah, but he was just too injury prone. He was fine. He was too injury prone. Like he was good when he played.
Golden boot charge though for Dagenham Redbridge, hopefully.
Hey, I hope so. I hope so. For the sake of Dagenham Redbridge, because it's been fucking struggling, especially as of recent. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man.
Can't be below the Vanarama National League, bro. Can't be below the Vanarama National League. That's
it's actually mad. It's actually, bro. My dream is to see him in the Prem, bro. At least once.
Oh, that would be
at least
so
once,
cool.
bro.
That would be so cool. That's just a quick little bus route from where I'm from, bro. Quick little bus route to the stadium.
Bro. Man, that'll be good.
I think the problem is with West Ham is like, you know when you see like a Palace get like Lacroix, you know when you see a Wolves get an Andre, you know when you see them like teams around us that are meant to be mid-table relegation fodder or just above relegation fodder get these big names in Europe because the big clubs are like, nah, we won't get them. That's what West Ham should be doing. Like, that's why I was surprised we had a free run out Hermansen, because I do generally rate him as a keeper. But it's more of those type of players we need to go for that are around Europe and stuff. But the problem is this season, you think Newcastle have been bad. We've been rejected quite a bit. But the problem is our ownership will use that and be like, we tried. No, you got to have bare targets on your list. You can't just have one or two each position and that and then just move on and be like, well, we tried. Because they tried to go for Richard Rios. They had that audacity when Milan were after him. Would you rather go to Milan or Stratford? Like, as simple as that. The only reason why we got to Debo is because Juventus pulled out of the deal. They didn't want to pay for it. But get it to Debo. Like, get them caliber type of players where the big clubs will miss it, but they still want their move. That's why Paquetá was great for us at the time. Nobody thought West Ham would get Paquetá. That's why I was so mad. I was so gassed when we got him at the time. And to be fair, overall, as much as I've complained a bit, he's still been a decent signing for us. He literally got the assist for Bowen in the Conference League and cemented his legacy in that. So, fair enough. But at the same time, we need to be doing more of them kind of signings, not just signing everyone's scraps. Like when the big six comes, are like, do you want him? Do you want him? We need to stop doing that. Only works out now and then. Like, it's rare you get Wan-Bissaka who turns up. It's rare because Wan-Bissaka, he just wants to play football. That's a man who just wanted to be in London and just wanted to play football. The pressure's off him, and he's like, fuck it, I'll play. That's the type of signings I like. Like Wan-Bissaka's been immense.
How does it feel, when you see clubs like Aston Villa, who 5 years ago was in the Championship, Newcastle 3 years ago was in a relegation battle. They got taken over by the Saudis. They were 19th in the league. You see these teams, and they've just leapfrogged you, like to the point where they're winning domestic trophies in the UK, in England. They're playing Champions League football. You guys obviously had the Europa League semi-final, which was a great achievement. I was happy for you guys, to be honest with you. I wanted you guys to win that trophy, man. And as Chelsea, I'll say that, bro. It's fucked, but it's true. So seeing these lot leapfrog you the way they have, attracting the players like Bruno Guimaraes, for example, top stars are coming and joining their teams, bro. Aston Villa, fair enough, they've brought in fucking Asensio and Rashford and all of these man here, and it's like, bro, how have you allowed these man to leapfrog you the way they have in the last couple of years? Your sporting project is an absolute mess. But let's actually just let's start from when you guys won the Conference League. Yeah, David Moyes is fair enough. I look at David Moyes and Eddie Howe as the same tier type of manager. I don't think there's a big gap. Like Eddie Howe, he gets better PR because he's better looking than him. That's the thing. You need to actually just be honest as football consumers. The majority of people who consume football are they like people that they fancy, bro. He's better looking.
Yeah.
If David Moyes looked like Xabi Alonso, he'll be getting mad prop. That's just what they're on. So I look at Eddie Howe and David Moyes as the same tier type of manager. I'll be honest.